You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
Woo! Happy New Year!
Brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com. So for those of you who went to your Christmas party and you're now looking for a new job.
That's the worst part about office Christmas parties.
I heard that on the radio the other day and I laughed and laughed and laughed.
You know, sometimes.
So what do we got going on over here, Mr. Farris?
First of all, kick off the new year. Please, I just want to welcome Chris and his team at Comfort King aboard.
Yeah, that's right.
Radio. Comfort King, in case you don't know, a little better than 25 years now of manufacturing and
making beds.
The best beds. And I do. I have.
As do we.
I've known Chris Larson a long time. When I bought the house I'm in now, which was a little over 6 years ago, it was the darndest thing. Of course, I tapped some friends to help me move because that's what I do.
Yeah.
And two of my guys were bringing my box spring up the stairs, up to the second story where the master bedroom was.
Yeah.
I was in there going, Farris. I'm like, what? Quit your whining, what? Well, this box spring doesn't turn the corner at the top of the stairs. I'm like, what?
Oh, no.
It literally, you
Didn't
could
fit.
not get this box spring up the stairs. So I called Chris. I said, can you make me a split box spring? Which within 2 days I had it. And
nice.
It was awesome. And picked up a new mattress from him, I want to say 9 months ago.
Yeah. It's not been long.
Absolutely
super cozy,
love
aren't
it.
they?
So,
Best mattress I have ever owned.
Yeah, it's very cozy.
and they're local.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
their mattress is downright comfy.
They do.
See what I did there?
Well, I'm going to have to Google that, see what's going on
Little
here.
trivia for you. I was the original voice of Comfy
Yes,
for
you were.
Comfort King.
It's on his resume.
It is. It's the top thing on there.
Paul
And I have a
Revere.
sketch
Paul
next
Revere
to
was
it.
born this day. Paul Revere.
Oh.
Yeah, as much as I want to make this all about you, John, we're going to move on. Paul Revere. You know,
And the Raiders?
He was actually captured.
Was he really?
Well, yeah, and history dictates he made this famous ride. The British were coming. The British were coming
Right.
about it. But no, he got caught. He got busted, actually.
Really? I didn't know that.
Or, knowing me, I could be making that up. And what's strange, Paul Revere, birthday today, Betsy Ross. It's a
Really?
birthday today.
Huh.
Yeah, and the old adage goes, she created the American flag, blah, blah,
Right.
blah, blah, blah. That's pretty much steeped in controversy. She was
Right.
one of many women who were sewing flags at that time.
Yeah.
The story came out that her involvement with designing and everything else was actually a story published by her grandson.
Yep.
100 years after the event supposedly happened.
Right.
And he
So-
happened to own a flag company that was trying to sell a bunch of flags.
Yeah, but Betsy was, in fact, getting it done and
That's
putting
cool.
stuff together.
Hats
so,
off to her,
you know,
man.
I'll go with that story. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with that. And another slice of Americana, J. Edgar Hoover.
Oh, his birthday too?
Yup.
Wow.
Yep. FBI guy, pretty much put the FBI together as we know it today.
Yeah.
Heck of a lawman.
And he invented the vacuum
And
cleaner.
he, guess he looked all right in a dress, depending
That's
on
what I was just going to say. Didn't he like to dress like a lady?
Different Hoover.
some of us, or yes, he did. Was 1863, Abraham Lincoln. Wow, I tell you what, for the first of the year, a lot was going on. January 1st over the years. 1863, President Abraham Lincoln issues Emancipation Proclamation.
Very cool.
Free slaves in the U.S. Confederate States.
That's awesome.
And in 1892, Ellis Island opens as a U.S. immigration inspection station.
Yeah, a lot of people came through there, man.
Go on over the years to actually, green light over 12 million immigrants. My grandmother was one of them.
Nice.
Yup. Grandma,
That's very cool.
Grandma Stasica, or whatever her real last name is. That's steeped in controversy, too. In fact, I think my grandma may have sewn that flag. I'm not. And this is stellar news. 1862, the very first U.S. income tax is put into place.
Yeah.
You were taxed 3% if you made between $600 and $9,999 a year.
Yeah.
You were taxed 5% for anything $10,000 and higher.
Can we go back to that?
And
Yeah,
that
I
was
would
it.
love to go back to that. That would be amazing.
Be nice.
Yeah, a lot has happened in the meantime. So, and I'm sure that was just a temporary tax.
It was
it was
supposed to be.
supposed to be.
Yeah.
They're all temporary.
supposed to be.
It was just till we get our stuff together. Don't worry
Yeah.
about it. All right,
We'll
so
never get our stuff
there
together.
you go. Happy New Year. Now, I know you know we can just whip right into 2021. Here we go.
Let's do it in style. You're listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Want to save money? Take the BetterCreditCards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks. Run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
And a happy New Year salute of the well-started friend, the old Ranger Dan, camp to you too. Todd, you're looking good.
Thanks.
Hello, Heidi.
Hello, Ranger Dan.
Well, that's
Kind of awkward now, isn't it?
I got nothing after this. Well, things change, and gosh, who am I to not change with them? We'll just forge ahead. As I mentioned, one of my New Year's resolution was to actually start getting back to maybe doing a little, laying some critter knowledge on you. After all, the name of the show is Critter Corner.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
My name attached, and I think I dropped a little bit of a critter bomb with some porcupines the other day, and I thought we'd embellish a bit because after that, it kind of occurred to me that over all this time, I don't believe Critter Corner has ever even taken a look at the porcupine.
No, we
think
never.
so.
Never
Not
will.
to any extent, and boy, they're fascinating little critters. I got to tell you what. How about this, little radio rangers? How about this for some critter knowledge, huh? Did you know that there are, in fact, two types of porcupines?
Really?
One is known as the Old World porcupine. They are indigenous. They live in southern Europe, Asia, and Africa.
Okay.
And there is the New World porcupine, which just live in North America, which is where we live.
Okay.
And also in northern South America,
Oh, wow.
where drug cartels live. You can tell the differences between the two porcupines by where they live.
Oh, that's...
Now, this is good stuff. The adult porcupines has approximately 30,000 of those quills.
Oh, wow.
They're called quills, those long needle-like
Needly thingies.
things that at a distance may look like fur, but no, these things can be dangerous. 30,000 quills
I had no idea.
on a grown-up porcupine. Nice. When threatened, they will use them to needle those quills right into your face, your tummy. Maybe you've seen pictures of dogs.
I've seen dogs.
Yep.
Oh.
Now, they don't actually launch them. They will turn and actually bury them into you, slapping their tail into you.
Oh, wow.
Yikes.
Some will fall out, which is why people over the years have thought that they kind of launch them, but no, that just is not a fact. And
So
with
they
those,
get stuck in you and then they get pulled out.
They will, because there's a little twist at the end of them.
Wow.
Isn't straight, and so that can be deadly, which is also why mating porcupines is very painful and can even be deadly. I strongly suggest not mating with them. Regardless of your attraction.
Yeah. That's good to know, Ranger Dan.
That's all the time we have this morning.
That's probably about right.
Next time, little Radio Rangers, Happy New Year. This is Ranger Dan out. Say it with me. Yes, sir.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for Water Cooler Talk with Mr. Dan Farris.
Well, this has been in the offing for quite a while, and now they have made a decision. And starting today, the first day of the new year, South Dakota's driver's license written exams are available in Spanish.
Okay.
Driver's license application as well as the study manual available in Spanish.
It's not going to help me at all because I
It's
don't.
not mine. Actually, I got to renew mine this year, and I'm going. I was like por favor. That's about all I got.
I think they also allow you to still take them in English too, though, right?
Oh gosh, I guess I didn't get to that part. That would be handy.
I hope so. I think they let you choose.
handy.
That would be handy. This has been actually in the process for about a decade. When it was first brought up, is about 10 years ago.
Several other states have already done this.
They have.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and this is according to Deborah Owen, Director of Public Policy with the Greater Sioux Falls Chamber of Commerce. And again, I'm not clear on what the Chamber of Commerce has to do with any of this, but there they are. Quote, sometimes some of our immigrants have driven without a license. Ooh, was not aware. Was not aware.
It's because they couldn't do it in Spanish?
But they need to get their kids to school. They need to get to work. I mean, let's face it, just kind of plows the road, makes it simpler, I guess. I don't really have a dog in this fight. I just thought it was interesting because
Only those two languages, though? English and Spanish?
Well,
That's
give
about all we
it
need.
time. Give it time. Yeah, it's interesting because now Spanish is the thing. When I was in elementary school in Minneapolis, this is no kidding, German.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to learn German, and my German name was Felix.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like even a little bit.
When I was in school, we had a choice between German or Spanish.
Yeah,
Those
me too.
were the two options.
Yeah, we had that too. And I chose German.
German's such a beautiful
Spanish.
language. It's the language of love.
It's a very hard language.
You can read poetry in German and it still sounds like you're about to, kill everybody.
That's where I was like, the whole World War II thing. I'm like, I wonder if they really started something or it was just a misunderstanding because they sounded so angry.
That was the interesting thing because when I was in grade school, we were just about 20 plus years from the end of World War II.
Yeah.
That was it, just a couple of decades removed.
Yeah.
Right.
But every elementary school in the cities, and I don't know about the rest of the country, but yeah, we were learning German, which looking back on it, it's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I don't remember much German, so I remember taking it.
Well, I think the big deal is not necessarily, I just think it keeps your brain functioning better. I mean, I can still count, I think, to 12 or 20 in German, and I'm not going to do it right now because who cares? But some stuff did stick with me, which is kind of weird.
Huh, that's awesome. Well, Dan, thank you for that update.
All you have to say is, Guten Tag, Herr Farris.
I'm going to start calling you Felix from now on, so... I didn't even know that was...
Guten Tag, Herr Farris.
I didn't even know Felix was German.
He punts me a passport to Argentina.
Felix Farris. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
Want to save money? Take the bettercreditcards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to bettercreditcards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Time now for a bright spot of news brought to you by Paul's Designer Showroom on Lake Lorraine in Sioux Falls. They can brighten any room with a beautiful light fixture, and we like to brighten your day with a little happy, positive news. And we've got some really good, positive, happy news for the new year. We've got a new opportunity for small businesses, and on the line right now, I have Jamie Wood, District Director, South Dakota District Office from the U.S. Small Business Administration. Jamie, how you doing?
I am doing great. Happy New Year to you.
Yes, Happy New Year. Thank you very much for taking some time today to chat with me. Let's talk a little bit about this. I got the headline here. It says, SBA extends COVID-19 economic injury disaster loan application deadline through December 31st, 2021. We have another whole year now, right?
We do. We have a whole nother year of response for COVID-19 for small businesses, available right now, and this is all new. It's part of the updated round, the next round of the CARES Act that the President signed earlier this week. And up on the Hill in Washington, D.C., they've been busy augmenting and deciding on, some extra pieces of that legislation. But for the small business pieces, pretty much everybody has been in agreement so far, all the way up through the President, that small businesses still need to have access to some of this help. The ones that have been impacted negatively by the COVID-19 pandemic. There's definitely businesses here in South Dakota that have felt the pinch this year, but we've had a lot of great resources in place between the emergency injury disaster loan that just got updated, and also the Paycheck Protection Program, and then some other resources as well. So we're glad to continue that program, and we really encourage small business owners that are still feeling the impact, or maybe they didn't feel it earlier this year, but they're feeling it now, to go ahead and get your application in for that emergency disaster response funding. The nice thing about that emergency injury disaster loan is that it is at a low interest rate. It's 2.75 for nonprofits and 3.75 for small businesses. It goes out 30 years, but for that particular loan, there is no prepayment penalty. So you could, get it in your coffers, your toolkit, I like to call it, to help protect your operational expenses. But then, if you don't need it, pay it back. There's no prepayment penalty. And they're also putting off the repayments for, several months to give businesses that extra boost.
And I know we work with a lot of different small businesses here at the radio station, and every business has been affected differently. So this is not a one-size-fits-all by any means. Everybody has their own specific needs. If there's a business owner listening right now that's saying, man, I'm really struggling to figure this out, what would you say would be the first step for them to get the help that they need in their particular situation?
That is such a great question. I hope I'm going to give you a great answer. We like to tell people to, before you go seek your funding, get your affairs in a readable and digestible format first. And you can do that by leveraging the SBA suite of resource partners that are top-notch business counselors. So we have several different organizations that are on contract with SBA that are actually just wonderful business counselors. A lot of them are in business or have been in business, and many of them have been serving the South Dakota business stakeholders for decades. And so I'm thinking now as I'm talking, and there's several counselors that I know that have been doing this, 20 or 30 years, and they've helped thousands of businesses to get through their decision cycles. But step one is to go there, and you can find all of their information by going to sba.gov/SD for South Dakota. We have the Small Business Development Center Network. There's 7 different centers across South Dakota, but they also do virtual counseling, and so they are accessible virtually or in person. They're doing these business counselings both ways right now, but the virtual space has really been popular this year, of course, to keep us safe. And also the Small Business Administration has other wonderful partners too. We have the SDCEO Women's Business Center that mostly focuses on serving women businesses, but they also do serve male-owned businesses as well, and they're really wonderful. They're out at Black Hills State University in Spearfish, but they again serve the whole state, at least virtually. So they're a wonderful resource. We have Veteran Business Outreach Center of the Dakotas, and that caters to the veteran demographic. And we also have SCORE. SCORE.org is where you can actually get on and request a mentor. And the nice thing about SCORE, they're made up of volunteers actually that are about 11,000 strong across the United States. So if you have a particular industry, maybe it's a niche industry that you're in, that you may be the only one of you in South Dakota, you can get on and do a by industry search, and there may be somebody who has experience in doing the business you do down in Florida or California or maybe up in Alaska, and you can request a mentor that way as well. So we have a lot of different ways to get to counselors. So that's step one. And they're going to lay out your business. They're going to help you with your business plan. And then they're also going to provide you some amazing spreadsheets that have your financial projections, the market analysis and whatnot, to really show you like where you're at in a visual. And then they also have the connections to many SBA lenders, and they can help you decide what type of lending may be good for you. You know, the Paycheck Protection Program, that's part of the COVID-19 response, is available through many SBA lenders across the United States, over 5,000 actually. Here in South Dakota, we have over 300 lending facilities that are actually providing the Paycheck Protection Program. So the first round twilighted back in August, but with this new legislation, they're opening it up for a second round.
Nice.
So people that got it first, earlier this year may be able to get another one. But also people who missed out on the first round could go back and they could get their initial Paycheck Protection Program loan as well.
Well, Jamie, thank you very much for taking the time to chat with us about this today. And if people have questions, SBA.gov, is that the best place to go?
SBA.gov/SD, and you actually could sign up for our e-newsletter where you get all of the up-to-date information at SBA.gov/updates. Put in your South Dakota zip code in your email, and you'll get the South Dakota news for SBA.
Happy New Year to you. Thank you so much.
Happy New Year.
Again, Jamie Wood is the District Director for the South Dakota District Office for the U.S. Small Business Administration. Wonderful lady, an amazing organization. If you're a small business owner and you've not reached out to get some help right now, you need to do that. Don't be too proud to do it. I'm telling you, I know that's tough to say, I need help, but we all need help right now. And that is the organization that's here to do that. Again, all of the information at SBA for Small Business Administration, SBA.gov/SD.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Because celebrities are so fabulous. Sorry to start the year out on kind of a bummer note here, but Don Wells.
Yeah.
Mary Ann from Gilligan's Island has
so sad.
Passed away. I guess on the upside, she was 82.
Yeah.
82.
She still looked really good for 82.
Oh, yeah, she did.
And I don't think she had like a ton of stuff done. Because, like, when I would see her, she, you could tell she aged.
What do you mean when you would see her?
I would see her on videos and stuff.
Oh, that's right. You just have weird habits. Okay.
I do. Yeah, I watched. And there was, about a year ago, I was
stalking Mary Ann.
No, I was supposed to have her.
Who stalks Mary Ann?
I was supposed to have her on the show. She was going to be a guest.
Oh, no kid. Okay.
Yeah,
did not
and
know
it was
this.
for a thing that she was promoting, and I signed up to do it, and then there was a time zone issue where I had another interview that I was doing when they were calling for the Mary Ann interview.
Yeah, because she would have been in California.
Yeah, but it was marked down on. So anyway, I missed the call because I was talking to somebody else. So.
Yeah, she passed away Wednesday morning, Woodland Hills, California.
Yeah,
and naturally they have to tack on complications from COVID-19.
Yeah,
because that's just give me any more.
It was still 2020 when she died, so everybody died of COVID-19.
Yeah, but I can remember, being a kid watching that. And the big debate back then, man, who do you like better, Ginger or Mary Ann? I was always a big Mary Ann fan.
Oh yeah,
always. The girl next door played it to the hilt. Yeah, so. Kind of sad to see, but
absolutely
kind
sad.
of the cycle of life. She was Miss Nevada in 1959.
Oh, I didn't know.
She's a super smart lady as well.
Oh, also she had a degree, University of Washington, degree in theater arts and design. Yeah,
and
so she was no slouch.
She was one of the first people to understand what long-term royalties meant. So she made a lot more money on Gilligan's Island than the others because in her contract she got royalties for the reruns, and others didn't know to ask for that.
Yeah, well, she had parts, recurring parts, 77 Sunset Strip, which I also watched, Maverick, which I loved, with James Garner.
Yeah.
She was on Bonanza, off and on, the Joey Bishop Show, the Cheyenne Show, and other stuff throughout 60s and 70s. So,
yeah.
All right, sorry to see, but
big loss.
There you go.
Very big loss. Well, thank you for that really bummer news to wrap things up there.
I do what I can, John. Now that we're all just in misery again, I'm happy.
You dig through and find some positive news for us.
Well, it's celebrity stuff. It's always
There's not much positive.
There's got to be something good. All right. Dan, thanks for coming in, man. We're excited to have you. What is this, the third calendar year then that you've been on the program? I'm trying to think, because when did you start with us? Was it 2018?
It was August of 18.
Yeah, so so you were in 2018, 2019, 2020, and now into 2021.
Oh, holy cow.
So this is the fourth calendar year that you've, holy cow. Yeah, We should probably end up getting you a chair or something over there.
Go talk to my agent.
All right, it's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
Want to save money? Take the BetterCreditCards.com challenge. It's simple and free, and you could save money every single month. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and see what you get for points or perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you get a better credit card. Do it today. BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Here's your Market Beat Minute for Friday, January 1st, 2021. The stock market ended 2020 on a high note despite a year of unprecedented volatility. The COVID-19 pandemic came out of nowhere and sparked the worst global recession in history. The S&P 500, arguably the world's most closely watched stock index, gained more than 16% in that time. Investors with the savvy to buy in at the bottom saw gains in excess of 65%. There is a lesson for investors in the 2020 price charts, and the lesson is this. It's far better to stick to a plan and ignore the day-to-day market reactions than buying or selling on every news bite. Yes, the pandemic was scary and had a great impact on the economy, but it did not alter the underlying trend. The U.S. economy was in the early stages of a major economic expansion before the pandemic hit. It may take a little time to gain momentum, but now that the pandemic is passing, that expansion is ready to resume. You can get the inside track in your inbox daily at MarketBeatMinute.com.